Y'all. It is me, Alethea Felton, Coach Alethea, whatever you call me. And I will admit to you that initially I was not going to do this, but I must. And I'm streaming this on YouTube, Facebook, and even LinkedIn. We know that LinkedIn is more of a professional site, but what I'm going to share goes hand in hand with my platform. Today is May 22nd when I'm doing this. And while for those of us in the United States, it may be considered the start of Memorial Day weekend, this weekend has much more meaning to me. And it's something that I'm going to share with you because some of you may not know this about me. But as you can tell from either the title or the description, May 22nd marks what I consider my HEALAVERSARY. And it doesn't matter to me how many people aren't on the live right now. You may catch this later on, but I needed to share this. And I welcome you into the room wherever you are. And I want you to listen with open ears and open hearts and be receptive to what I'm going to share. So, for those of you that may not know me, I am Alethea Felton, professional speaker, transformation specialist, and podcaster, host of the top 3% ranked show, The Power Transformation Podcast. I was a public school educator for over 20 years, teaching English and Spanish, moved into leadership roles in schools, and ended my career in human resources. But I was always doing entrepreneurial ventures behind the scenes. And now, what I do and who I am with this, speaking platform is that part of my gifting and my specialty area and what I help serve people in is really helping people who are in leadership or in entrepreneurship. But I'm finding in general, but my specific audience is entrepreneurs and those in leadership, strengthen their resilience and figure out what to do next when life throws them a curveball, when life hits hard and heavy. And I'm telling you, throughout my life, that has happened, but I don't stay there. And so, what I want to share with you, I'm going to share my screen here because I want to show you something that I have on my Facebook page. And my Facebook is public since I do it for business, but I want to show you this right here. And I'm going to share this now with you. This is a posting here that I updated my picture in January, and I can update it even more, but I'm going to maximize this for these purposes, okay? And today, May 22nd, 2026, today marks 14 years since my HEALAVERSARY, and I am never going to stop sharing it. There have been times when I've said that I would stop sharing it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to stop sharing it. And the reason being is because 14 years ago today, something happened, and I'm going to read this to you. Nearly 14 years ago, well, now it is 14 years ago today, God changed my life forever. I was born with a defective liver, which was later discovered to be autoimmune disease called autoimmune hepatitis type 1. It is not the type of hepatitis that a person catches, nor can it be spread. And you can always Google it. And also primary sclerosing cholangitis, which is another autoimmune disease that I was officially diagnosed with in 2017. My liver fought itself, although I had done nothing to cause the condition. I had treatment after treatment, and I was in stage 3 liver failure from 2010 through most of 2012. Then in April 2012, my liver slipped into stage 4, end stage cirrhosis of the liver, end of life liver failure, and I did not qualify for a transplant. Although the reality was hard to swallow, I called my pastor, Pastor Keith Battle, who's in Maryland, Zion Church, Maryland, and his wife, other very close friends and family to tell them that there was nothing more that could be done. Did begin to plan my funeral. Yes, indeed, I began to plan my funeral. And I was preparing for talks about hospice. May 19th, 2012, a final radar abdominal ultrasound confirmed stage 4 cirrhosis. But in the early morning hours of May 22nd, 2012, a little after midnight, I felt excruciating pain, sharp pains in my upper right quadrant of my abdomen where the liver is located. And I begged God to take away the pain because of my tears and agony. Now, during that time, about half hour, I had pure discomfort of pain, and then it subsided totally. And I woke up that morning to go to the hospital for my final liver biopsy. I had the procedure, but I felt unusually well that morning and couldn't explain the energy I had. And this picture on the left is an actual picture of me when I was going in for my procedure. It has not been altered in any way. My skin was darker then because of the sickness and everything. The next evening, however, my liver doctor at the time, or hepatologist, called me out of the blue and told me that I was no longer in stage 4 end stage cirrhosis, that I was no longer in stage 3, that I was no longer in stage 2, but rather I had nothing but what is attributed to a divine miracle of God, for I was now in stage 1 and had a 95% healthy liver with minimal scarring. She said, it looks as if someone has given you a new liver, although we know that's not the case. And she went on to say these exact words. There are some things that even science cannot explain, but rather they can only be attributed to a miracle from God. As of this day, May 22nd, 2012, let me give you this. Several years ago, the autoimmune hepatitis became no longer traceable in my blood. And to this day, that is no longer traceable. While I am still diagnosed with PSC as well as Crohn's, okay, I have yearly MRIs of my abdomen area and I get my liver function tests all of the time. And I have been stable for all of these years, for several years. I had bouts here and there of hospitalizations due to Crohn's, but with the liver, with this miracle, that has been stable. And I'll go on to even read this here and to say this and listen carefully. I do not fear what the future could hold for me or my liver or to my life. We all go through something. For I enjoy the moments and I live with intent and passion. Death does not scare me, never has. I've had 3 documented near death experiences where I have seen and witnessed things in the supernatural. I've had skeptics to argue about it, but I know what I've seen and I know where I have been. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that death, what is on the other side, does not scare me. But listen to this. My purpose on earth, just like yours, if you're still here, your purpose is not yet finished. And I continue to build legacy and enjoy every bit of my journey. My life is wonderful. And several of you know some of the challenges that I've experienced. But even with that, my glass is half full to overflowing. And that God has performed miracle after miracle after miracle in my life. And I am no better than anyone else. I do not say any of this to brag, but regardless of your challenges, remain encouraged and keep going. So this, y'all, is the 14th anniversary of my HEALAVERSARY. I am very, very grateful that I am still here. I am very excited about the fact that there's still work for me to do. And I share this because as long as I have breath in my body and breath in my lungs, I will keep sharing it. Take it as you may, but there are multiple witnesses who saw me during those years, who were by my bedside when I was critical, who were with me when there was nothing more that could be done. So here I stand 14 years later, and while life is not perfect, no one's life is perfect. I am thankful and I'm grateful, and I will keep moving and going and growing. And I need you to do the same. And so that is why I use my voice in these platforms. No, I just don't talk about the hardships and the pains and the challenges. The difference is I talk about how those can be your strength, how you can thrive even in the midst of it all, how you can continue to lead in your career, in your businesses, in your home, how you can use your story and your voice to transform and change the trajectory of the world. So, whoever this is meant for, whenever you watch this or listen, great. The right person will hear it when they're supposed to have it. So, I thank you for your time, and I'm grateful for all of you. And connect with me if you want to learn more about how you too can continue thriving and soaring regardless of what's happening in your life. I can be reached at coach at alethiafelton.com. That's coach at ALETHEAFELTON.com, or on my website. And also next week, I'm going to be introducing to you a new lead magnet that I have where you can get signed on to my mailing list. I'm going to have a live even about that, as well as some more things coming down the road. But enjoy your weekend. Whenever you watch this, share this, reach out to me. But I'm grateful. 14 years later, I'm still here. And guess what? You're here too. And that means there's still work for you to do. Love y'all.